One of the main objectives of this program is, one, to bring us to meet experts in the community that we can learn from. Everything is possible. This room is a room full of not many people, but everybody is a star.
It's good to be educated. That's where I learned a lot of lessons about the isms, all the racism and the schisms and all the things around us. But that's where I also learned to conquer it. I form relationships to replace the isms. So when people are talking about racism, tokenism, sexism, ageism, or whatever the isms are, I look forward to relationships.
When I moved to Oakville 30 years ago, what I found was that the warmest welcome in town was for a willing pair of hands when there was community work to be done.
My name is the famous girl, Bukky Ojo. Let me see you say, hey. Yeah. I feel so good. Thank you for being all here. I'm looking forward to a powerful conversation today. We have a great panelist here. And trust me, if any of you have experienced any of my moderation skills, you will know that I know how to punch the holes. I know how to pull the words out. It's going to be a good conversation. Please be ready to also put your own 2 cents in, because there's no point to having panelists when you don't get to put your own words in. But I have tried my best to represent everyone here based on the people that we have here as the panelists to say what exactly are we truly asking. And so if I have hit the nerve for you, make sure you put your own 2 cents in. All right, am I supposed to go ahead and introduce? What is happening now? Yes. Okay. So, let me start. Please bear with me, I should have opened this. Okay. I'm going to start from Mr. Tola Kehinde. Did I pronounce that well? I'm a Nigerian girl, but yeah. Yeah. Tola Kehinde is a pioneering strategist, an agile leader, and AI consultant who helps individuals and businesses unleash their full potential. With a strong track record of driving innovation and growth, Mr. Tola brings a unique combination of entrepreneurial spirit, coaching expertise, and technical know-how to empower others to succeed. As a respected speaker and a lifelong learner, he's always learning. You've just heard, Nigerians just like to learn. They just never leave school. Tola stays ahead of the curve, sharing his insights and expertise with global audiences. With a passion for unlocking human potential, Tola helps his clients overcome obstacles, achieve breakthroughs, and thrive in a rapidly evolving world. Whether as a coach, as a consultant, or even a strategist, Tola Kehinde is dedicated to helping others achieve their goals and realize their dreams. His unwavering belief in the power of human potential makes him a trusted partner for those seeking transformational growth and success. So if you're looking for transformational growth and success, you have one of the best, consultants here. It is my pleasure to welcome to the seat Mr. Tola Kehinde. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah. I will go to Sheridan Bedminster. Did I? Just a banking veteran turned climate warrior. After 35 years in banking, Sheridan traded as suit. When I was doing a quick, my own 2 cents on you, I saw a hero who just changed, the cape. Wonder Woman. She changed it from financial with her EMBA and changed it to the climate change hero. When she's not saving the world, she's working towards her fundamentals and sustainability accounting certification. So try and say this words 3 times. Sustainability accounting certification. You say it on your own. She's on a mission to make sustainability accessible and profitable. Let's just say she's the ultimate climate consultant with a good sense of humor and a heart of gold. It is my pleasure again to welcome Sheridan Bedminster. Please have a seat in the front. I'll keep going. Lisa Kember. I met Lisa Kember almost a year now at a small business, and we hit it off. People couldn't understand why we just kept laughing. We laughed our hearts out. We just kept laughing. We were just joking. And so when I was doing our stuff, it was easy for me to write a story of a dedicated perseverance and a person who is relentless in her pursuit. You know, I could almost see her growing up as always been drawn to the world of business entrepreneurship, and with a passion for innovation and creativity. With a first determination in her heart, Lisa set out to make a name for herself. You know, today Lisa is a respectable leader, known for her strategic mind. I promise you, I'm being honest, that our strategic mind is why every one of us we gravitate towards her. Our creative vision and our infectious enthusiasm. That's why we couldn't stop laughing. She builds communities, inspires others, chases their dreams, and drives result-driven campaigns that makes real impact. Lisa's story that I have been privy to and you would be privy to today is a reminder that hard work, determination, and a commitment to excellence can take you anywhere you want to go. Girlfriend, get up. It is your time to sit. And now, I would like to introduce Renee Devereaux. Did I pronounce that well? See, I became French automatically. She is a compassionate leader and a mentor. Just as her name sounds, very poetic. You know, she's caring, she's a dedicated leader who embodies the spirit of a big sister. And that's how I see you. When I was reading about you, you know, being a director of a school, Sheridan EDGE, she has created a nurturing environment where entrepreneurs and innovators can grow. Very important. Our door is always open. Our heart is always willing to listen and support those we need. Renee's passion for social impact and sustainability and to include others inspires others to also use their talent to make a positive difference in the world. Think about it when I was thinking about it too. What does a student need more than someone who inspires them? She believes in the power of collaboration and community, and then she works tirelessly to build bridges and foster connections. Under her guidance, Sheridan EDGE has become a beacon of hope and innovation, where creative minds can come together and shape a brighter future. Renee's love, care, and devotion to our community, they are contagious. So be ready to be you know. What's the proper English there? Something. And our impact to be felt for generations to come. Does it resonate? Well, let's try that. Renee, it is my pleasure to welcome you. Please get up, big sister. Yeah, your big sister. And to our mayor in the house. Everybody say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mayor Rob Burton has served Oakville since 2006. Raise your hand. Have you been here since 2006? If you've been here since 2006. How many of you here? See, mayor turnaround, very few. Very few have been here. He's been a mayor of Oakville since the year 2006. And he's been driving economic growth, environmental sustainability, and community engagement since 2006. Yeah, his background in business and community development expertise have shaped Oakville's prosperity. Under his leadership, Oakville has flourished with initiatives like small business support, innovation hubs. Mayor Burton, are you related to the movie Burton? Do you know that movie? Something. Are you related there?
Well, he started out as an actor.
My brother, Richard Burton, works in Hollywood.
You see? You see? That name came from somewhere.
The actor Richard Burton is dead. My brother, Richard Burton, works in Hollywood.
Can you imagine? Well, you see, the name just resonates, you know. As Oakville continues to evolve, Mayor Burton remains dedicated to building a vibrant, diverse community for generations to come. With a strong foundation in place, it looks to the future, guiding Oakville towards even greater success. His door remains open to residents, please forgive that English, businesses and community groups, always seeking new ideas to shape Oakville's bright future. With a clap, 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 clap. Mayor, please get up and be part of this. Thank you very much. And our panel is complete. We're just going to go into it. I have sent you all some questions. I believe you have seen it. Time will not permit me to ask you everything, but I will ask some. I will start with our mayor.
Can I offer you a chair? Be comfortable.
I like to walk around because I'm too hyper, but I'll try and sit for a while. And I came to sit beside you because I have this microphone to give to you. All right. With the rise of remote work, how can Oakville and Halton region position themselves as attractive hubs for entrepreneurs and small businesses? Take a minute. Remote work. We all saw what remote became during COVID. And some cities, local communities are still suffering from that impact of everyone going remote. Now remote is here to stay. We now call it hybrid. With that in mind, knowing that that is now beginning to kind of shape the future we're looking at, how can remote work, how can Oakville position themselves as an attractive hub for entrepreneurs? Why would they come when they can work from anywhere else? Why would they come to Oakville?
Well, the news is they are coming to Oakville. And they're coming to Oakville at one of the fastest rates of growth of any city in Canada. We must be doing something right because everybody is coming here. One of the things that's attracting people here is the safe environment that people can live in, the fact that their children are readily accepted into schools and into the neighborhood and they have friends to play with. We ourselves who are immigrants, yes, I too am an immigrant, we find a warm welcome. And newcomers find what I found when I moved to Oakville 30 years ago, what I found was that the warmest welcome in town was for a willing pair of hands when there was community work to be done. So my kids got involved in sports and music and art, and all of our activities in Oakville for kids are run by moms and dads on a volunteer basis, working together to make safe spaces and activities for our kids. And my wife and I, we felt blessed that we had such a community, and we felt obligated to put into that effort. To when we saw work that needed to be done in the group, we would join in and lend our hands. And that is the secret of success in, I think, every community. But in Oakville, that spirit of engage and expand. You heard Dr. Oyelade, I'm mangling her name, you heard our keynote speaker talk about what I heard as, I'll summarize it as, create your own tribe. I've always called the same thing, engage and expand. And that's the magic.
Okay.
That's what's working here.
Okay. I no, keep the microphone.
I'll be your microphone
No, I
holder.
think my voice is loud enough.
Well, they're recording you.
Okay, I would still want you to relate it to remote work.
All right.
Okay, so I've heard you say Oakville is growing fast. I'm from the Durham region, so I'll tend to my own first. And I think other people are from other regions, but it doesn't take away the numbers, right? But I've also heard that Oakville is a place that is warm and is receiving. But then how does that tie to remote work, as we are seeing that there's a shift now in the employment status of, people?
The city's duty is to make sure that we can accommodate the growth that is likely to come to us.
Okay.
We do that exceedingly well, and that's why we add almost 3,000 new homes every year. Remote work means you're working at home.
Yes.
And so this boils down to, do we create new homes? And do we welcome people to the old homes? And we do all of that. People create their own hybrid work environment, and then businesses in Oakville respond as well. This facility that we're in has been created by Staples to support workers from home, and for those occasions when your home won't do and you need a temporary place. But all over Oakville, we have businesses of a grassroots nature, not just a big chain like Staples, but this particular model is available in the downtown village. It's available in the area around the GO stations. Yes, we have 2, not as many as Durham. But yeah, so by doing our municipal duty, we facilitate the working from home or hybrid. We do have a lot of people in the world who miss the old concentration of workers in the office because of the sparking off of each other that used to happen in that environment and still does in the hybrid environment, where 2 or 3 days a week people assemble in the office. We are creating a new future every day in life. That's a truism. But on hybrid work and homework, we are together creating the new world of work. And by collaborating and being open to each other, literally by engage and expand, we will make a great success of this new way of living.
Thank you very much. What do you guys think? I would say that the next question in my head is that, are these homes affordable? So if they're not affordable, just come to Durham. Durham homes are affordable. But I believe that the key thing that I've heard him say is that everything starts from a foundation of being a welcoming community to come into, a foundation of when you come, you have a place to be, to go, places, things to do. And then for you to work from home, you have to have a home. Yeah? Very important. So those foundations, I heard you say you are putting them in place so that, as we evolve into this new thing that we're still trying to figure out, there are infrastructures to help us get along. I will go to Renee. What strategies can we employ to ensure equal access to funding and resources for entrepreneurs from all backgrounds? The key word is all backgrounds, given the growing attention to systemic barriers. So they say charity starts from home. If we were to take that home into an infrastructure, then the charity for anyone who is going into the workforce is from the school. And we hush about it, but we know there are systemic barriers. What strategies can we employ to ensure that equal access, one keyword, second keyword, from all backgrounds, third keyword is systemic barrier. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's really nice to be with you. Really big question.
I hear.
And just for context, I lead an entrepreneurship incubator at Sheridan College. So there's a lot of work that the college as a whole is doing. But the work that I do is supporting entrepreneurs, supporting founders of nonprofits, co-ops. And we recognize that the barriers are multiple and they're complex. So it's going to take a lot of actors working together to try to shift, to move some of these barriers. And I guess what feels helpful to share is just what I have seen in my own experience is working. the approach that we take to supporting entrepreneurs is really grounded in building community. We know there can be, our keynote spoke about it being a lonesome journey. You know, it can also be individualistic. There's a whole narrative within entrepreneurship of, you know, going it on your own. And we're trying to counter that a little bit by building a community around entrepreneurship and a community of people who believe entrepreneurship has a role to play in shaping more equitable and more sustainable communities. So the fact that I'm here today and our relationship with A&E is part of that work to build community. We also work with an organization called the Afro-Caribbean Business Network, another one called Black-owned Hammont, which is in the Hamilton region, another organization called the Black Women's Collective that's supporting Black women entrepreneurs. And we rely on those community partners to help us understand, like, what are you hearing firsthand about what's needed right now in this moment? So the first thing is that community-based approach, and trying to create a community of allies that really share a similar vision for entrepreneurship. And then when we are recruiting folks to join our team, to be part of our team as mentors or advisors, when we're assembling service providers that might work with the founders that we support, when we're recruiting, we recruit faculty members from Sheridan to provide guidance to entrepreneurs. Okay. At all levels, we're trying to ensure that we're representing the diversity of the communities that we serve.
Quickly. Can anybody hear my voice? I know you need me to use the microphone because of our online thing, but I'm just going to put you on the spot again, big sister. Give me a typical walk down, just practical terms. My understanding is I come into Sheridan College to become a student or to become an entrepreneur. So I will most likely be taking courses that would lead me in that direction. Or how is that done? And then I come to your department, and what do you do from there to ensure that I don't fall into that systemic barriers that can limit my own growth when I'm outside school and I'm doing my own stuff? So walk me through what a student will do from day one when they come into the school and how you guys take over. What I've heard you say is that there are systems in place. What I have not heard you say is how those systems is being applied to just forget about everybody else, just that one individual. And then, because once it is applied to one person, then we can rinse and repeat it and just keep doing it because it works. Can you just walk me through that? Because that's the strategy I'm asking for. Yeah.
So I just want to make a distinction between students can come to Sheridan, they can study entrepreneurship. Okay. They can take entrepreneurship courses. Mm-hmm. That's the work of the Pilon School of Business. Okay. The work that we do is open to all of our students, but it's also open to all of you. It's also open to the public.
I don't have to be a student.
You do not need to be a student.
Did you guys get that? You don't have to be a student of Sheridan High.
No.
Oh.
And so what EDGE offers is access to co-working space. We're not in competition with Staples. This is our space is in Mississauga. It's paid, but it's deeply discounted. We have student programming. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but we have a membership for Sheridan students that gives them access to a suite of resources. And then we have programs for folks who have businesses that are in the market. So if you came to us as a student or as a non-student, we'd want to know where are you at, what are your needs. And if you were, I'll just speak about this program because it's a good expression of what we would offer. It's called RISE. Mm-hmm. My friend Lisa here actually helped build that program and is a coach within that program. So RISE is a program for folks who have early stage businesses or nonprofits that are, and Emmanuel is in that program as well. Yeah, folks who have a venture that's in the market, and it's an 8-month coaching program where you meet each month, once with a coach and once with a peer group.
Is it free?
It is on a sliding scale. So funding is not meant to be, access to funding is not meant to be a barrier for folks. Okay. So we'll work with folks. We want to hear, do you have a business that's making millions of dollars? In which case, maybe we'll charge you the full price. But if you are at the very early stages, you don't really have revenue, then we just figure it out. It's more about the commitment to showing up. We also, everyone in the program, they get passes to use the co-working space. They get access to a pool of faculty advisors that are largely from the business school at Sheridan. These are folks with deep industry expertise in HR, in finance, in marketing, in web development, et cetera. So we trying to tap into a lot of the resources, the expertise, and the student talent that's available at Sheridan. You get a $1,000 credit that you can use with a curated group of service providers. So when I talked about ways that we engage with community, it's also building that pool of service providers that folks get to spend their $1,000 with.
I heard you say this for 8 months. After the 8 months, what do you get from that? Like, do you get a certificate, a diploma? What do you
The main thing that we hope for is your business is growing.
Okay.
The focus of the program is to grow so we talk about sustainability, and I know we're going to hear more about sustainability, but your venture's sustainability. So that's your impact on community and the environment. That's your financial sustainability, but we also consider your sustainability as the founder, your well-being as the founder. So we have some resources in place, knowing that it's a lonely journey, knowing that ecosystem of support is really important, and more. But I can stop there. Yeah.
Guys, what do you think? A round of applause. Thank you very much. What I heard you say, Renee, is that, okay, if you don't have to be a student to be part of this program. So I hope all of you are taking tabs, and that it's highly discounted, plus is also on one-on-one need basis. So if you have a deep pocket, they want to dip their hands into your deep pocket, but if you don't have a deep pocket, then they will work with you from where you are at. Very important to know that these resources are there. The key thing is for you to show up. I wanted to know if could it be also done online, or it has to be a physical thing?
Yeah, so we're trying to make it accessible to people in different regions. We have at the beginning of the 8 months and the end of the 8 months, we have in-person gatherings. The rest is virtual.
Good to know. Good to know. Thank you very much. We're moving on to Lisa. Lisa, how can businesses prioritize employee well-being and mental health while also driving growth and innovation? Take a minute. Employee well-being. So, as an employer, gone are the days where you don't care about, who is working for you because they're getting paid. So, hey, come and work, you get paid, you go. But then we're beginning to see that an efficient workplace is a place where the employees really like to come to work every day. How can businesses prioritize, and the key word there is prioritize, employee well-being and mental health, while they're not giving up on the growth of the company and the innovations the companies have to, still, do whatever. Like, you understand, right?
I think I understand. So how can we prioritize well-being as entrepreneurs, as business leaders? I love this topic. This is what I spend all day, every day working on, either with my own businesses or with the businesses that I coach and advise. And I think it starts really with you maintaining your own well-being, because you can't really create a positive environment if you yourself are not feeling positive. So I think a lot of personal practice around well-being. Then I think putting process and standards for employees on how the company will work. So your employee policy manuals, that has to be laid out in a way that creates fairness and well-being for everyone. And standards for how you treat them, but also how they treat you and everyone around them. So I think as business leaders these days, there's so much emphasis on mental health and well-being, and yet I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years and had lots of people work for me over the years. And I've always prioritized the well-being of employees. I think you cannot grow well, you cannot grow a sustainable venture unless you treat people well. And then when there is an issue, there needs to be fair policy for how you handle it. So quite often we're brought in when, two employees are in disagreement, maybe it's a manager and their employees, so there has to be a way of doing that and a way of doing it in a way that isn't, that kind of takes the business owner out of it in a way, have a mediator come in or have someone come in and help with that. So those are a few thoughts. In terms of growth and innovation, I can tell you that growth happens when you have happy people. Growth happens when you empower them. I currently own 2 businesses. I have leaders for those businesses. Those leaders are empowered. We have a new venture we just started a few months ago, and the woman that's leading that company, she called me the other day saying, we've got this problem. I'd kind of like to spend some money here. And I'm like, you go, figure out a solution and, keep it within this framework for money because I know where my financials are at. And so she went off and fixed it in 24 hours. Had I needed to fix that, I've got lots of other things on my plate. I need to empower the people around me. Yesterday, one of my employees called and she was having trouble with a system we have, and she was asking, can I leave this till tomorrow? I got to run now. I'm like, yeah, don't leave it till tomorrow. Leave it till Monday, right? Don't be working on the weekend. So I think we have to just prioritize it, but it really starts with ourselves and how we're going to treat people.
I'm not done with you yet, so I'm not done with you yet. So in my mind, when I look at the mental health and our well-being, I paint a different scenario. So let's start with the first one. You're a coach, you do business coaching. You go into a business that you've been called into to come and do some work there. And the minute you enter there is all male and maybe 2 women in there. Now, how do you see the well-being and the mental health of those women who cannot feel like they are what's the word? Please help me. Somebody help me here. It's outnumbered, yes. In a male world where it's all about the men and it's just 2 women amongst maybe 25 men. I mean, we know that already. I'm not being a feminist here. I'm just giving a scenario. That's the first scenario. The second scenario might touch home is to go into an office space and every single face is white. Every single face, the boss, the secretary, even the carrier man, mailman, every single face is white. And maybe here and there you have 1 or 2 people of color. And when I say people of color, I'm not only limiting it to just the black people, to maybe the other people of color. Don't need to mention names. What do you think their well-being, the ones who also feel like they've been drained out or drowned out in terms of, having people that look like them in the workforce? Now, is it safe to say, it's a final question, to say that those people, because they are outnumbered, it does not matter what their own well-being is, or well-being and their mental health is on a one-on-one basis? And if I kind of know how you would answer that because you're my friend, but I also want you to take it to one other step further. What would you do as a coach to make whoever the owner of that business know that this is a formula that does not work anymore going forward as we evolve. Those are the two kind of scenarios I would like you to play into this mental state that we're talking about and well-being. Please.
Oh boy, loaded question. I figured you'd get down to brass tacks. So it's a convoluted question at the beginning. So you did ask me about my own self. So I have been the employee in an environment that was all men 35 years ago. That's where I started. And I can tell you I was well, I'm a bit of a fiery soul, as Renee can attest. I'm a bit of a fiery soul, so I was loud and often squashed. And in the end, I shook the dust off my feet and went and started my own thing. So I may not be able to answer that question well. I do think entrepreneurialism is the way to go, but I'm a little biased. But in the work we do today, I can tell you that it is always on my mind, the diversity, the issues that are inherent in how people are seen simply by skin color. I go in, I'm looking at those issues not just from a skin color point of view, but also just from a fairness point of view in general, regardless of skin color. I think we have to create opportunities for people to grow and evolve and open doors for them. And very often when I'm going into sectors that are, let's call it not as progressive when I first go in. Hopefully we can evolve that. Don't want to diss them. I mean, they've built great businesses, but I also think there's room for improvement. And there is a lot, so I'm rambling and answering, but
You need to just tell me what you would do.
what I would do is go in and identify the issues.
Yes.
So when I go in and see a completely white environment, I often raise it as a question. It's not the first question, but it comes, like people have to be part of it. Very often when we're going in, someone's coming to us because there's a problem. They say it's a growth problem, but it's really an inner workings problem. And then when you get in a bit deeper, they complain a lot about their employees. And I'm like, yes, but you have somebody over here who's hungry and you're not giving them opportunity. So a lot of trying to identify the issues. I'm looking at Ted, he's sitting there, and he does similar work to me. I know we've talked about these issues before, so certainly both of us trying to work to address them. I think the owner sometimes is open to addressing them and sometimes not. In our business, we bring a lot of speakers in and bring our owners of businesses together and talk through some of these issues, and I try to put challenging people in front of them on all different levels, including people issues. So hopefully we're making a small impact. Ted, give me a nod. I think you're working on the same for sure. I think there's lots of room for improvement. I also think, though, that, and I'm just going to speak bluntly here, there are issues where people do not perform, okay? And to me, all that says is there's opportunity for you. If you have any kind of chutzpah, get in there, volunteer for stuff, do extra work, and then you are promoted. If they're a reasonable person, you are promoted because of it. But then there are environments, and one of my closest friends is from Rwanda, and she has experienced very overt racism. So this is me just, third-party story, but when she was in that environment, I was encouraging her to leave and trying to help her find a job. Because if you're in an environment where they're not going to change and don't see your value, then you're best to, what's the biblical expression? Shake the dust off your feet and move on. So she has moved on and she's now promoted 3 times since and adding huge value to another business, right? So I think, do your best, but if it's not the right environment, then be looking for those people who can introduce you into another opportunity.
Thank you, girlfriend. What do you guys think? Good job. I am actually not done with you, but I'll put you on a pause. Trust me, I'll put you on a pause for now, because I think that what I've heard you say is that when you are faced with, you have a personal experience there, and in all honesty, for some women who have had similar experience, we are usually, tending to be louder. Things that we're not supposed to naturally make noise on, we just seem like we're already engulfed in so many masculine voice where we need to speak louder, act louder, be more hyper, just because we're the only ones there. And you have experienced it before. Now, what you had to do was leave. One thing you have already advised is you think the entrepreneurial way is the way to go. Well, I believe also that not everybody can actually take that leap of faith to leave a comfort zone that pays their bills every month and go and start their own. Because we all know that starting your own takes sacrifice, okay, you were going to say something.
Sorry, I have to add to that. I'm not saying everyone should leave. I think you have to be intrapreneurial, meaning always have an entrepreneurial thinking, the business of one, you, right? So I chose the entrepreneurial path. I love it. I think it's great for people, but not everybody can do that or wants to. But be entrepreneurial within companies. Look for problems, solutions to business problems.
A business of you is what I heard her say. Yeah? Okay. Again, I'm still not done. I'll be back. I will go to Sherry. Sherry, how can we foster a sense of purpose and meaning amongst entrepreneurs to drive positive impact and social change? I know you're a climate girl, but then all these things are all interwoven. Climate affects our well-being affects our social being affects everything. They're all interwoven. How can we foster a sense of purpose and meaning amongst entrepreneurs to drive positive impact? What am I trying to ask you here? So we're looking at a bunch of entrepreneurs, business owners, and we know, how do you say it, Mayor? In an environment, they call us small business entrepreneurs. Every economy looks into the fact that small business owners are the ones who move and shake. Yes, the big ones are there, but the ones the government usually pays more attention to is the small business owners. So with that mindset, Sherry, how can we take these people, entrepreneurs, and help them foster a sense of purpose? So we have to first of all define that purpose, and I'll let you do that defining that purpose. But then how do they begin to feel like they belong to something? A sense of purpose and meaning, which we would hope that it would impact social change.
Okay, and you know what? I'm going to stand. You can see me fighting with this chair. That doesn't work. All right, so thank you, and hello. Nice to be with you. And I think, before I even answer your question, I just really want to give a little framework of sustainability. The word's been used a lot. Yes. But what does it really, really mean? It can be confusing. And really, it's all about, that goal of not depleting our natural resources, natural and physical resources, so that there's availability for the long term.
You said
and
that
so,
too fast.
Oh.
You said it too fast.
All right.
So let's ask again, what is sustainability? Say it as slow as you
I
can.
do talk fast. So sustainability really is the goal of not depleting our natural and physical resources.
I didn't ask you to stop to go.
So that, so that there is availability for the long term. And so to put it in layman's term, it is, what actions are we taking today that is going to impact the environment, the economy, the social well-being for the future generation? Mm-hmm. So it's not just thinking about us, right? So, I just thought I'd frame that. And so when you talk about entrepreneurs and how they add value in this space, I think really it's putting purpose beyond, we say purpose beyond profit. So not just the bottom line. My story is such, right? I came out of banking, 35 years there, really value, bottom line, profit, it's got to increase every quarter. I loved it, I'll tell you that, right? I was on a high, I did well, I loved it. But I got to a stage in my life, so I'm one of these people who said, okay, so you've done well here, but you know, it's more of the same. The doctor spoke about it. So how do you give back and how do you add value given this humongous problem that we've got? And I've got two boys. And it's important to me that we leave a world that they can survive in. So I think the first is purpose beyond profit. And we have to encourage and nurture that feeling. So for those entrepreneurs, first of all, they have to understand that you can absolutely make a living and make money running a sustainable business. There is this sort of thought, thought process that, oh, it's just going to cost you money, but you can absolutely make money doing that. And so you think about things like, you have to foster their creativity, their passion, their innovation. You have to give them space to do that. So, I don't know if you've heard it, you spoke about it, you've got it, right? They've got it here. But it's giving them a space where they can be with like-minded people, they can collaborate, they can network. A lot of times, people that are coming into these types of purpose-driven businesses, they're younger or they've not run a business before. So they do have certain skills, but they need also to develop other skills. And so, creating that space where you can nurture and connect them with the expertise that they need to build those businesses, that's super important, right? The other thing is, resources. Starting a business, you don't have a lot. You have to put skin in the game and you put in what you can, but you need resources. So helping them understand ways that they can access those types of programs, financing, grants, whether it's having someone who is willing to be a mentor, be on their board, those kinds of things also super important to help them, I would suggest. And then I think you have to make them understand that, look, just as you're trying to provide purpose, you yourself within and as a company have to function that way. So the way that you're set up, the way that you treat your employees, the way that you think about well-being, the ethical practices of your business, what you're doing for your customers, it has to be aligned. So I think from the get-go also, making them understand and getting them set up in that way is important. Those are some of my thoughts.
So I heard you say that sustainability are the things that we have to put in place that goes beyond us. Did I say it my own way, right? That goes beyond us, that...
Yeah, so let me, build on that a little bit. It is about not just taking and not giving back, and understanding and realizing that there are future generations, and just as we've survived, we want them to survive. So here's the reality. We're just used to taking, especially developed countries. We're used to taking. Bigger is better. We waste. We don't consider how we can reuse things all the time. So, those are all ways that we're really not creating a sustainable environment. And if you think about economy, you think about it, you can absolutely apply that to your business. So that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let's do a scenario here. I was coming down and I heard on the radio that one of the biggest problems we're having right now in the world is plastics. How many of you know? So plastics from Africa is coming to North America. That's such a journey to go through, Okay, so we're talking about purpose here. And then we're talking about small business owners. And we're looking at that and saying that everybody has to put in their own 2 cents. This is becoming a problem. And it's not just one person's problem anymore. It's becoming a global problem. So here we are in Canada, let's say, with the mayor of Oakville. How can we, using the mayor's influence, as small business owners, to have a sense of purpose that will drive social impact. I can only let you speak for 30 seconds to maximum 1 hour. We're running late. But think about it. So now the scenario is we have a problem in our hand, plastics. We need to find a way to reduce the production or the use or whatever plastics, because it's all ending up into our livers, according to what I heard today, because of the process it goes through. It ends back on our table in a poisonous way. So if that becomes a project that our mayor wants to take over and say, okay, in Oakville here, we're going to do our own bit and find a way to make sure that this problem is, at least on our end, a problem that we can solve. What is the impact, or what kind of strategies would you advise small business owners to do? That is what that would create the social change. 1 minute.
I don't know that. Okay, so the way I think about it is, as a small business, if you're in this space and you see plastics, you're already creative and you're thinking about how can I solve it, right? So you don't necessarily need to tell me sometimes what to do, but perhaps you bring me together with other entrepreneurs that's in this space. You have some policy that is driving the plastics depletion in Oakville, that says, here's where we want to get to, here's the KPIs, this is what we want to do, and then you let me solve. And you put me in a room with others who can solve together. And by the way, even when you think you're recycling, because I was doing my job, only 9% of it is recycled. The rest is either burnt or ends up in where you're saying. So that's just a stat for you. So I don't know if that helps, but really and then, so government can't do it at all, but government can drive change, right? So the policies that you put in place, the support that you put in place, grants for those people that are doing the work to solve for the plastics, those are things and ways in which you can help them.
I wish I had time, because I'm not done yet with that question, but I have to go on to the last speaker. How can small business enterprises leverage AI and automation to drive efficiency and innovation without displacing workers, as warned by the industry experts? Please, I believe I'm not the first one, hearing this, that we believe AI is taking and displacing people in the industries. Yeah, okay. What can we do? How can we drive efficiency, without displacing workers?
Yes, I'm just going to leverage from a prior conversation with, I think it was you, we just had that just literally minutes ago. Yeah. So that really resonates. First, but before I delve into that, I'd like us to begin to have this shift about AI as our second brain, as an assistant, because it's a technology that is built to function just the way the human brain functions. I'm a certified AI consultant, and I work with several big Fortune 500 companies in Canada. Now, to answer your question, AI has not come to displace. It's going to disrupt the way we think, the way we act, and the way we execute. But it has not come to take our position or our jobs. But one thing I can call out is the fact that people that are going to get on this bandwagon of AI and leverage it are going to take away the jobs of people that do not, that I just want to call it out. Now, back to the recent conversation we just had. She just told me, first off, everybody needs to have ChatGPT. Everybody needs to have that. It's particularly easy. And one of the things I do is I train people how to interact, because it's a super brain that if put to task, if you know how to interact with it, can get you to your desired outcome. That's just it. She just told me what normally would take her 2 days, she got it done in 2 hours, an hour. Yeah. Now, let's look at that efficiency gain from her perspective.
The efficiency of AI is what is displacing the workers, yes? Yes. You disagree?
Yeah, because she's not losing the job.
She's not.
Okay, but if she used to have someone else do the work before, then she's not going to need that person to do it again, because now instead of 2 days or 2 people, she can just do it in an hour. So tell me about that not displacing the other person.
Well, let's position it differently.
First of all, do the positioning that I asked.
Okay, so if whoever she's engaging prior to this time to do this work for her, maybe this individual, I don't know,
She went on to do other things,
she can take on your job, better things. She's going to turn it around faster and get engaged by some other people to do similar things for other people in a position efficiently, faster, smarter. So AI helps you to scale at large, expand.
We are saying the same thing on that level. What you have not answered is how that efficiency does not displace another.
It did it.
I just used her for something more strategic.
Yeah, the efficiency, okay, because what she did or what she normally would take her 2 days to do, she repurposed her time, she just set it out to do more strategic things, which AI will not do. Okay, let me give another instance. I was working with a client and another business partner where they're deploying the conversational AI. So what this does is, people call in, the AI picks the phone. We call it AI agent. It picks the phone, right? By picking up the phone, it already has your caller ID, your name, okay? The AI agent scans every public available information about this caller ID and curates the conversation based on your publicly available information. Enriches the conversation and converts that customer and books an appointment with the business owner.
But somebody used to do that before. Can I help you? Yes. Are you okay with her coming to help?
Yes, please.
Come forward. Oh, come forward? Please, yeah, because of the cameras.
Okay, let me give you a real life example.
What's your name?
Trisha, and I'm a realtor. Okay. So we leverage AI a lot, right? Hello, can you hear me better? Yes. Okay. So in real estate, we leverage AI a lot. So prior to leveraging AI, I would actually work literally 18 hours a day, from booking, showing, having conversations with clients, going for the showing appointment, putting in the paperwork, all of that I have to do all by myself. So now with AI, eventually, to be honest, I got an assistant to do part of the work. But with AI coming into the picture, I used to do 2 maximum transactions in a month. Now, AI helping me to scale, I'm doing 8 without feeling like I'm going to burn out. And besides doing 8, I have actually been able to add additional assistants. So I'm actually expanding. It's more of expanding the business, getting more, actually hiring more people, because now we have the opportunity, we have more time to be able to build, and we are actually getting more people on board. I would never be able to do that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for your input. Please come. You were going to put your own input. Am I allowed to let them put their input? Okay.
Just a quick one about AI taking jobs. I'm a real estate broker, and there is this software that has been launched in Europe already. Yeah. It's such that buyers will be sellers and agents will be needed.
Say that again.
Buyers will meet sellers.
Buyers are becoming sellers?
Yeah. No, buyers can meet sellers.
Oh, buyers can meet
sellers.
Okay.
So with this software, everything happens for you as a buyer and as a seller. You don't need an agent.
So why do I still need to pay you commission?
There won't be agents very soon. It's going to be launched in the US.
Talk about displacing.
It's going to be launched in the US, and as just a matter of time, it's coming here.
Yeah.
So I'm positioning. I'm looking for another job. Because when it comes here, most of us will be gone.
Yeah. Okay.
And that concludes this session. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them a round of applause. Everybody, please have your seats. It's been great. It's been great. Let's hold on. I'll tell you what's going to happen now. Please have your seats. Thank you very much. No, please stay. Please stay. Stay where you are. In the interest of time, we need to go to the next session, which is what we advertised. You're going to have the opportunity to meet these people one-on-one. And you can ask any question you want to ask, but in 3 minutes. Right? So that's what we're moving to. If we go beyond this, we will not have that. So the question is, do you want that or do you want to continue this? Continue this. No, that's just one person. Right? Do you want to meet them one-on-one? Yes. I think that's the overwhelming yes. Okay. Once again, let's give a round of applause to everybody. Okay, I want to welcome a gentleman called Prince Khan. And Prince Khan is a consultant with Halton Small Business Center. They have an office in Oakville here. Why is Prince Khan here specifically today? Because he's very busy. About this time last year when I was starting out ANA Global, it wasn't called ANA Global then, I asked Prince Khan, who do I need to know in this community to help me? And so if I call your name, please do all the favor of coming. So Prince Khan introduced me to, please come down, sir, Ted Creighton. Please come down, yes. I'm trying to show something, I'm building to something. Let's give a round of applause. All right. So please take close to Ted, Prince Khan. He introduced me to him because Ted Creighton has a network group he does together with Lisa Kember. Lisa, please join them. Right? And so that's how I met these two wonderful people. And you have time for that later. And through this partnership, particularly with Lisa now, I met Renee Devereaux. Right, so you see the power of networking? I met them. And through that partnership again, I met Sharik. Sharik, please come down. And so Sharik has been in all our programs. In fact, if Sharik was a Nigerian or a black person, he would be older than many of us in ANA Global, because he's been, from day one, he's been coming. And so on and so on. So you get the idea. The idea is one good network, one good person, in this case, Prince Khan, has brought all these people together. And I could go on. And that's the power of this program. So when you get to meet them one-on-one, please don't waste that opportunity. It's a glorious opportunity, because between now and next year, you never know. And so it's because of that beginning of this year, for our Black History Month event, we decided to use a theme that was EDI compliant. Equity, diversity, inclusion. And that is what we're focusing. So today, we're launching a brand new, John, can we give, what color do you want, sir? White, black? Black. Are you, okay, black? Black large, right? Yeah. Black large. And so today, we're launching our spring collection. Is anybody wearing the summer? We had one for winter. Does anybody have the winter here today? We had a sweatshirt. Okay, please come, yeah. So this is what we had. We have this in different colors from right about February, and we have them in navy blue, we have them in wine, we have them in sand, and this is available. But from today, we're launching the tees. The tees are going to take us into spring and summer and all that. And all the panelists are, well, looking very beautiful in their attire. So Mr. Prince Khan, being the initiator of what we see today, because I give you credit for making it happen. Well, please take it. So we're going to take a family picture. That's where we're going. We're going to take a family picture where Mr. Prince Khan will sit right here, and the panelists will sit beside him, and then the rest of us will sit, and we're going to take a picture together. So Mayor Burton, please have your seat.
NNC, we are celebrating 5 years of excellence in 2019. We extend our congratulations and appreciation to ANE Global on the successful execution of your Business Advantage Symposium, Expert Connect, on April 27, 2024. Your impactful programs, virtual and in-person, and Multi-City Connect, I really like those words, are contributing to creating innovative opportunities for small businesses. And it's designed by me, the president of NNC. So, the Executive Director, Deveraux, thank you so much for all you do and your organization. We're looking forward to even more impactful programs around the GTA and eventually all around Canada. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.